Hello, it's time for Dear Lisa. We have two questions I'm going to ask you today, or I'm going to answer today. The first one, do you believe in unicorns? Unicorns. Do you believe in unicorns and other mystical creatures? Ooh. Ooh. I believe at one time there were unicorns. They were fluent across the world. They would graze in the grass like the horses do. They intermingled with the horses and the zebras and other creatures. But they became extinct. And when they became extinct, it was just their children, their offspring, who survived. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with, what's it called? It's like I'm getting these brain freezes, so I can't think of the word. Evolution. Maybe it has to do with evolution. Something in the air was just strong enough to kill off the unicorns, but not strong enough to kill off their offspring because of evolution. So there you have. I do believe that unicorns once did roam the world. Do I believe in other mystical creatures like vampires and werewolves and Frankenstein? No. And if there's a vampire out there that would like to prove me wrong, please come and prove me wrong. I would like to meet you. Especially if you look as good as they romanticize in all of the novels. Now, the novel that I'm writing, that is like, I don't know, number 1700 in the list of books that I have to get published, they're not so romanticized. I mean, some of them are good looking, but it depends on the species of vampire, the brand of vampire, if you will. Excuse me, because there are certain types of vampires, like you've got the, what was Diva? Diva was a gangrel. And with the gangrel vampire, when you allowed the beast to take over so many times, you took on the form of a beast, which means that you would grow big ears, or your back would get deformed, or there would be something to do with that beast that you would inherit from your curse or gift or whatever you thought of it at that time. And then there were other ones that thought of themselves as higher than anybody else. They were the best vampire breed out there. Breed, species, whatever it was, but they didn't change. They just got snobbier and snobbier as it went on. But in my book, they do exist. But in reality, no. Fiction, yes. Reality, no. No. The second question, and this one is a doozy. If you could go back to any point of your life, where would you go and why? These questions are about me today. They were given to me by my number one fan. Hi, number one fan. I guess I would, yeah. I would go back to when I was in, I guess, beginning high school, and I would stay in school, and I would stay away from the drugs, and I would learn, and I would get an education, and I would do everything that you're supposed to do when you're young. Because then I would have actually had a good childhood versus the nightmare that I had. So that's what I would do. And that's why. Because again, I would have had something that I could call real for a childhood instead of how many times I got arrested, how many times I ran away, and how many crimes did I commit, how many drugs did I try. And see, none of that is anything to be proud of or to want to tell your children about, or it's not good. Of course, I can blame it on my parents. In fact, I do blame it on my parents. But I'm not going to be like all those celebrities out there who are on the rehab places and all they keep doing and all they keep blaming is their parents. Sure, we had a horrible childhood, but we could have gone a different way. Now, granted, I didn't sink deep down into the hole that they did. I didn't become a secret alcoholic, even though I was a teenage alcoholic. But once I saw myself videotaped, drunk, unruly, not very attractive at all. I quit cold turkey, and I don't drink now. I blame that on being given alcohol, beer, when I was 2 years old. You know, I was the neighborhood good time. Hey, what are you doing? We ain't doing nothing. What are you doing? I think we just gonna come on over there and watch Lisa chug down a couple beers and see how she falls down. I think it's kind of funny, don't you? Yeah, me too. All right, I'll see you about 8 o'clock. Bring the beer. And that was it. Everybody would give me beer. Yeah, take a drink, take a drink. Before you knew it, I was a 2-year-old that was staggering around, drunk off her ass, falling down, scraping my knee. Didn't care. Got up, laughed, thought it was funny. Until I fell asleep and woke up apparently with a huge hangover because they said all I did was cry. I thought it was funny. It was kind of poetic justice. Now that y'all are drunk and having a good time, you've got a 2-year-old screaming her head off. Her knee hurts because she fell down and banged it, and you guys aren't having such a good time anymore because of that kid that won't stop screaming because her head is just pounding. So yeah, I blame my parents. But again, you can only blame them for so much. You can't blame them for the constant you continuing to do it all of your life. I stopped. You could too. So that's where I would go and why. If I could go back to when I was 2 and get new parents, that would have been the thing to do. But who listens to a 2-year-old? 2-year-olds can't really talk. Anyway, this has been Dear Lisa. It should have been the confession line because it feels like that's what I've been doing, is confessing. Stay tuned tomorrow where hopefully we have some more comic book questions.